Thanks for joining us on Untangle on the Bridge 99 FM. Thank you very much. Richie, you have yourself a wonderful day. Up and Go crew, you have yourselves a wonderful day. And a very special morning to all those gathered on the bridge, joining us on the bridge. It's always a pleasure. We're here because of you. A very special morning to Team Untangle as we untangle straight through till 1 in the afternoon. Good afternoon, Beauregard.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly. How you doing?
Not good. Not
Wow.
good. You know, yeah, not good.
Sorry to hear that.
I just got a message a while ago, which I will not repeat on the air.
Mm-hmm.
But, today has been a very hard day.
Wow.
Very hard day. I will tell you when I get off the air. It's not about me personally,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about people who I know and love. And this one, can I tell you something? A lot of people hear us on the air and think that all is well because we make all seem well.
Yes.
But you know as well as I do that oftentimes we're on the air and we have some things in our mind that we can't wait to get off the air to either settle,
Mm-hmm.
deal with,
Yes.
find out if it's true,
Yes.
or cope with.
That is true, Mama Kelly.
And today is one of those days. I will. Oh my
Say no
God.
more.
Oh my goodness.
Say no more.
Wow.
We have been getting bad news left, right, and center. It's just been hitting us in abundance. And it's just crazy, for you, the first thing for you to mention is the fact that you received some bad news before we made that connection,
Yes.
you know?
And yes, because I just got this news about 10 minutes before the connection.
Mm.
So I'm here coping with all that I have to cope with already, which you know.
Yes.
And this one make what I told you before look like joke.
Wow. Wow. It's sad.
Very, very sad.
Very sad.
Very sad. Anyway, we won't go into it. But something, as we on this, because we don't want to come back to sadness.
Mm-hmm.
But can I just tell you, oh my goodness, because a bridging of mine is actually giving me more details as we speak. But anyway, so I have to cope with all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we want to send condolences also to the Brownie family, because I'm not quite sure if you know, but oh mercy, I'm not quite sure if you know, but the Brownie family lost Noel. You know Noel Brownie, one of the
Yes.
Brownie branch, one of the brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Condolences.
condolences to the family. We had a wonderful conversation with Glenn earlier this year. Remember
Yes,
that
we
conversation?
Did. Yes, we did. Yes.
And he spoke in detail about his family.
Yes.
We sent condolences on the passing of his brother,
Mm.
and now he has lost another brother.
Wow.
And this what was so heartrending. I went on Facebook a while ago,
Mhm.
and Glenn's wife, Marjorie Hay, I went on her page just to see if anything, any update. And it's just so sad because these brothers, Dalton, we lost Dalton. Now we lose Noel, and these
Mhm.
boys are going before their mother. So their mother is still alive
Wow.
and having to witness all of this. So I just went on Facebook and let me just read what Marjorie shared on her Facebook page. It's actually from their mother, the Brownie
Mhm.
boy's mother. And it says, "It is with deep sadness and regret that I must announce the untimely death of my son." You think easy something that?
No,
Noel
okay.
Christiana Brownie, who passed away in England on Saturday, September 17. May his soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine upon him. Blessed are those who die in the Lord, for their rest from their labors. And what I heard a while ago is another mother, this time losing a child, a baby.
Mm.
I don't know.
It is so sad, Mama Kelly. We send condolences out to the Brownie family. And as you said, a mother having to go through this and seeing all of this, it's just something that we wish no mother would have to experience at any time at all.
At any time at all. And
Yeah.
what is sad, is when an elderly person, because she's an elderly woman, because her
Mhm.
children are seniors, when an elderly mother or father loses a child in their elderly stage, you think that easy thing that?
No, it's not.
Because they are secretly hoping and praying, as all parents do, that
Mhm.
they go before their children,
Yes.
and to actually witness two,
Mm.
just last year, if was it even last year, that she lost one. But when I read this, I said to myself, boy, she's found the strength to actually write this.
Yes.
The
Yes.
person who we're hearing about just a while ago, the mother of that child, is
Mhm.
totally out of it. Can't talk.
Wow.
Can't talk.
Very, very sad, Mama Kelly. Very, very sad.
Wow.
Um, you know, we were watching the hurricane that's been passing through some of the Caribbean islands. The one Hurricane Fiona, which
Mhm.
hit Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and that was also devastating.
Hmm.
For those people here in the United States, they have family and friends who live on that island called Puerto Rico. Well, it's a state of the United States.
Right.
Right now we're hearing that 1 million are without power. Thousands are in shelters. About 80,000 are without water. And so far they're announcing that there are only 2 fatalities. That's unfortunate, but we also give thanks that it's not worse
True.
or even more.
True.
And just to our neighbor, which is just next door, which is Mexico, they experienced an earthquake also. I haven't gotten any numbers on the damage that was done yet, if anyone lost life or anything. But we also are sending our best wishes to everybody in Mexico. Hopes everybody all right.
Yeah. For real. We pray, as we said, we just play Drew Plyan song, pray for them, for all
Yeah.
those who lose their loved ones in so many catastrophes, all different kind of, tsunami, earthquake, tragedies, just natural tragedies. It is just
And even the unnecessary ones, Mama Kelly.
like the ones that we were talking about earlier with the shooting.
Yes, the unnecessary violence. Too many, killings are taking place, especially on our little island of Jamaica right now. Jamaica, some people don't even recognize Jamaica no more, Mama Kelly. When I say they don't recognize it, they say to themselves, this can't be my Jamaica. This can't be the Jamaica that I was born in. This can't be the Jamaica that I'm from.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they are having, and we have had this conversation before about, people having second thoughts of, even visiting back home and going home because they are scared.
Yeah.
Mama Kelly, the things they see, the news that's coming out of Jamaica right now, it's
Frightening.
It's frightening.
And the thing about it, people will say that it happens everywhere else, but we don't live everywhere else.
Exactly.
And we're not from everywhere
Exactly. Mama, you took the words. I had those same words just now to say, we're not from everywhere else. We're from our little island of Jamaica.
else. That's right.
So we can talk about Jamaica and we want to defend Jamaica. But if we are getting these images coming out of Jamaica, these news coming out of Jamaica, it's hard to defend Jamaica and say Jamaica is a nice place. Jamaica is the nicest place on the planet because people are now seeing at the tip of their fingers in their phones. They can look and say, why, I don't know if I want to go back to Jamaica this year. And then 1 year becomes 2 years, 2 years become 3 years, and it just keeps going on until people never return home.
I want to say thank you very much for responding, Marjorie K. Brownie, because, um, d- um, Glenn's mom lives with herself and Glenn. And she just sent this a while ago. She says, Blessed day, my sister, Mother Brownie, will be 96 on the 1st of October. She's holding strong as can be, and I'm
Bless
keeping
her.
a sharp eye on her. Give thanks for the love. I am so happy
God
that
bless her.
God bless her. I'm so happy. You know, when we were talking to Glenn the other day, that's when I realized that Mother Brownie lives with himself and Marjorie. And quietly I said to myself, thank God,
Mm. Yes.
because at least they can hold her up.
Yes. Yes. It's always good to be around, elderly. They are the connection to the past.
Yep.
I don't know how many people realize that it's a privilege to be around elder folks.
Yes.
There's so much to learn from them, so much wisdom and knowledge. People to take the advantage and ask questions when you're around older folks, things that you don't know,
Absolutely.
things you don't understand. What happened then? What did you think of such a situation that took place? What do you think now? Get some insight, get some knowledge because they have it.
You know, it's interesting. This conversation is meant to be, because over the weekend we were passing around, we're passing around messages and all of that. And this came up. It said that doctors say retirees, senior citizens, should talk more because there is currently no way to prevent memory loss. And the only way is to talk more. So for those of us who have elderly people around us, and sometimes, I was talking to Vaughn, it was last week, after talking to Jerry's son. We were talking about, the elderly and talking about all of that. And one of the things that we have to remember is that even when the elderly have a way of repeating what they just said, we have a responsibility to make it look like we never hear before. Really? Is that
Yes.
right? No matter how
Yes.
much time them tell we,
Mm-hmm.
just listen every time
Exactly.
because it's therapy for them.
Exactly. Yes. I appreciate when I'm around, older folks who I can learn from, who I can gain some knowledge from. It's always a blessing, and I look forward to growing old. Yeah, man.
We all do. We all do. I remember somebody passing a disrespectful remark about somebody who was elderly, and I remember my mother stopped the person in his tracks, and she said to him, "You will be old one day, if you're lucky,
Exactly.
if you're lucky."
I have friends who run those jokes, younger friends, people who are like, maybe 5 or a little bit more years younger than me, Mama Kelly, and they will run joke and they say, "Killer boy, you're a ton old man." I say, make sure you live to reach my age.
Exactly.
That's my only answer to them. Make sure you
Exactly.
live to reach my age.
That's why me no have no problem when people are ask me how old me is. Don't ask me. But when people are ask me how old me is, me tell them. And me tell them with pride because this is something that we need to give thanks for.
Of course. Longevity.
Yes.
Life.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Every breath that we take counts and it means something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yes, it does. So, we've been telling our listeners what it is that you suggested that we take calls because it's very difficult to process what's happening here in Jamaica, even while we're here. So I can just imagine how difficult it is for you in the diaspora to process it, and you're not here.
Exactly. I just wanted to have our listeners, call in and share how they feel about what they see happening in Jamaica right now. People on the outside looking in.
All right, so we're going to take a commercial break. You want to start your side?
Yeah, I could give out the number right now so that when we
Please,
come back,
yes.
888-546-8742. It's toll free, 888-546-8742. That is the number here at Irie Jam Studios.
And our numbers are 876-676-4996. That's 876-676-4996. So we're going to take a break. We soon forward.
All right, so we are back, Mama Kelly.
Yes. So we're getting some responses from our listeners about passing and the Brownie family. A lot of love going out to the Brownie family. So you have anyone calling?
Yes, we have a couple phone calls here, Mama Kelly.
Let's have them.
The first caller is Richie Green. Let's let him join the conversation. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Greetings, Richie.
Good afternoon. Yeah, greetings, Killer.
Yeah, you are live in Jamaica with Mama Kelly, also on the Bridge 99 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly. How you doing?
I'm trying to hang on in there. You know, it's difficult times, but we still have to just hold on.
Sure. A pleasure talking to you, though. You know, I heard conversation you guys was having before and really traumatized over it and stuff, you know, to know that, you know, somebody has to lose their son and their daughter. Anyone, you know, would feel that way, you know, who have kids.
Yeah.
But I want to hit on the topic that the crime and the violence in Jamaica, you know. It's very like nerve-wracking to us in America who came from Jamaica, you know, to go back and like to enjoy stuff and, you know, to have a drink with our friends. We're scared. I'm not gonna lie, you know. We're scared.
What are some of the things you're afraid of?
Well, as I must say, you know, like anybody could just come and shoot you anytime, you know. Because that's how the thing goes now in Jamaica. Like, one time it used to be person looking for person who they're at war with, you know. But now it's different. Like anybody, they're just killing everybody, you know.
I think it's more or less the same thing, but I think what has been happening is that they just don't care who gets shot. So they might be looking for one person on the football field, and them just open up fire upon everybody.
Even the football, yeah. That's crazy, man.
I think that's what has been happening. Just total disregard for life and people's lives.
True indeed. Thank you very much for the call, Richie. Thank you very much. Yeah, the lines are blazing, my brother. We have so many calls coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Let's go to another call. I believe we have Sheldon on line number 1. Good afternoon, Sheldon. Greetings.
Love the program, man. It's been a refreshing contribution or addition to the New York Tri-State area airwaves, so really appreciate what you guys are doing. Yeah? Keep it up.
Respect.
The thing with the world still is that Jamaica, we kind of missed the first part of what they talked about, but basically what Jamaica needs is if part of what, or something that would help out is if people, there are a lot of people who are doing good, and people who are doing good need to collaborate or link up with other people who are doing good to make that energy take over, because people are just in their own corner doing the thing, and some people just turning their back on what's going on. But it's our country, it's our island, so we have to be more active in how we live and be more aware of how we live.
When you say
people more in a positive way.
When you say active, what are some of the things that we as Jamaicans can do to contribute to help Jamaica right now?
Yeah, so I'm saying like people who know people who are doing good, they need to be more active or proactive in reaching out to other people who are doing good, and collaborate more to kind of make that energy be the dominant energy. Because if we just talk and just stand by, then nothing is going to change. So we just need to take some actions just to be step forward, to be more progressive in our actions with each other and support each other when we're doing positive things. And
Beauregard,
that kind of energy we need to
I agree with this caller 100%, because it's about seeing the evil and not doing anything about the evil. And if that is what you're doing, you are actually collaborating with the evil. But in Jamaica, yes, exactly. you're contributing to it. But let me just say this to you though: without a crime plan, we can't just go out in the streets and just do something, because a lot of Jamaicans are afraid. And with good reason. If you are so far and you are traumatized, can you imagine the average Jamaican? And although what you're saying has some validity to it, coming together, but there are certain things that can only happen from a political platform, from the government, curbing crime. A lot of that.
Exactly, and that's why I say that's one aspect of it.
Yes.
It has to be addressed from all different angles.
Sure.
It can't be just one angle, and the government just keep changing crime programs or crime tactics, and that's not going to do anything. It's like you're trying to clean the river from the top. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to work.
I agree with you, but you have to remember,
you're trying to clean it up from the bottom. You have to.
the high-powered weapons come into this country somehow, and we still it obviously coming in from the very very top, because you can't have high-powered weapons like the ones that we're hearing about coming into Jamaica without someone at the very top knowing. So we do have
That's
our
true.
role to play.
And why is there a demand? And why is there a demand for high-powered weapons? We have to look at that too.
That's true.
Because if there's a demand for it, they're going to find a way to bring it in. So that leads back to one of the other aspect, which is education. And education is a critical aspect for our country's growth. And nothing is going to change unless we try and revamp our education system towards the 21st century, because education is the key in all aspects. It's the foundation for all aspects, all disciplines that you try to improve on. If the education is not there, nothing is going to change.
I agree
And
100%, but Beauregard,
a little support in our educational system.
this
Thank
gentleman
you very
needs
much,
to
Barry.
understand, though, that it is some of the very educated among us who are perpetuating some of what is happening here. So
True indeed.
I don't know what to say about that. You know,
True indeed. Thank you very much, Sheldon. Mama Kelly, we also have Barry on line number 3. Good afternoon, Barry.
Yo, sir.
Good afternoon.
See, let me big up your Mama Kelly. Yeah, man. Big up your Mama Kelly. Because I tell you, say, there's a man up on the road and it's Tuesday and Thursday come and me no get phone a piece. Come like a day no complete. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
give
Killer,
thanks.
let me tell you something. Me live, Me live here now for 30 years. And the longest never stay if you go back a yard. 2 years one time and it come like me a mad. And me tell you one time when a man, anybody say, boy, you don't think they can go back a yard or live and so. If I somebody me and them talk, me I take your hand. But now, if me see it, going back a yard, no, a man say no, we don't nice like yard. That was 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Mm.
You go down, you can't turn up nowhere and go take your friend and say I play 2 domino and watch a football match now. Sunday I shot the football match I go and you know a place crowded. And killer me no know, trust me. I God himself can change them umbrella.
I agree.
Yeah man.
And I say when they start to do it,
Yes,
to where when they reach a level where they're saying to themselves they don't care who else get hurt other than the target, then we have lost Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because that,
Yes,
a lot
man,
of that
boy,
is what
that's
is
it,
happening.
man, that's it,
Like
man,
they
man,
will see the target with a baby, and them just shoot the target and the
Yeah.
baby. And a lot of these killings
yeah,
are sometimes contract killings too. And the person who has been contracted
Yeah.
really don't care.
Yeah. When me a little man, we don't hear nobody a kill no old somebody. You respect old people.
And
Women-
baby,
Young
women
and
and
now them
children.
boy and nothing. You know? Anyway, thanks here, me little piece, and when I go and do what I have to do, you know, because I listen, alright?
give
All right,
thanks.
Bridget. And he said something, Mama Kelly. When we are youth, we don't hear nobody hurt old people, kids, women, and things of that nature. These men, them really and truly out of line now, Mama Kelly. It's ridiculous.
You see, when we were much younger, the nation was not armed with high-powered weapons. And that has a lot to do with it. And you see, a lot of people want to feel like it's the people who are armed with high-powered weapons are the problem. There are educated, highly positioned individuals on this island who are in league with all of what is happening. Don't ask me why, but that's just a reality. And a lot of what happens because of this.
True, Mama Kelly. The number is 888-546-8742, 888-546-8742. I also want to hear from the women here in the diaspora. I want to hear from the ladies here in the diaspora how you feel about what's going on in Jamaica right now. Let's go to line 2. We have Richard on the line. Good afternoon, Richard.
Yes, good afternoon, man. Greetings to each and everyone. Lovely
Greetings.
program. But I have a few things to point out about Jamaica. I mean, I was born there. I never raised there. I lived there a long time. But 95% of what's going on in Jamaica, a lot of these things are said. And to be honest with you, it has to do with years ago. like probably 2 years ago, and I went to Untengle Bay, and I didn't have my seatbelt on, but I was, driving, and some police pull up on me, and they was like, "Oh, you look strange, brother. You look like you're lost," And from that point, you've been targeted because guess what? They know.
Your phone is
so
breaking
all
up a
these
little
crimes
bit,
that
Richard.
you see- Oh, I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, just stay one place.
I'm driving,
All right, go ahead.
All right, then pull over. Yeah. So what I'm saying, it has to do with the law in Jamaica. The law is very crooked and corrupted there. You know what I mean? You have good abiding citizens trying to do the right thing, and they're in the wrong part because a lot of the police them target all these people. Look, I mean a football field, most of all, you have a lot of kids. You have people go there to go and enjoy themselves. And it's like you go in there to shoot, to fight. You go into a war. When I was growing up, there was nothing like that. You go anywhere and have a good time.
I was watching the video,
I don't know
Ricardo, and just to hear the bullets them a whistle by the video, the video,
Man.
I'm like, yo, this is really crazy.
It's break my heart, brother. I mean, I don't know if you saw the one. I mean, it's not just Jamaica alone, But when you really think about it, Jamaica gone out of control, brother. It's a very nice country, and I mean by sometimes myself, feel a way that you have your own country and you can't even live certain life. You can't even go back there and do certain things for your community. You know what I mean? Because you've been targeted.
True.
I think we have a call from our side here. Let's see if we can take
Thank you,
a call.
Ricardo.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama Elise.
And we have Beauregard with us.
Rory, good afternoon,
Greetings,
sir.
Greetings.
Yeah, man. Respect. Mama, thank you very much, Mama. Me I hear you now because we did miss you, Mom. But
Yeah.
me find you now, yeah.
Give thanks.
We find you now, yeah. Tuesday and Thursday, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Mama,
conversation.
Yes. What's missing this now, Mama? Let me tell you something. This Jamaica here, what go on now? It's not like in the 90s and what have you. What happened to these youth? They have no regard for life. That are one thing. And moreover, most of them bridging now when you see I do them kind of contract killing here. Are people in high places that do them something.
Yep.
Because how can the youth have no money, but yet still they're full of high power weapons? I may not understand that. You understand me? I say, but the thing is, my change is to change this place to get it back to the level where we have to get off, take the queen off our neck now and make our own decision. That means we the people rally and lobby to get these hanging back into the place and stop put them boy in a prison. Because putting them into the prison and take our taxpayer money and to feed them, to send them back here to be a culprit and us, it's not right.
I agree with him 100%, Beauregard. The only problem that I have with that, though, is the justice system not right. So, but watch this now. If we're going to hang somebody, right, we have to make sure so the justice system is to on a level which part we know so the right person we are hung. But sometimes it's a person who can't afford legal aid we are hung. Sometimes there's somebody that we are hung. And the person who guilty have about 5 lawyers around him where him can pay if he get off.
Yes, but here what you can do to Mama. Here what happen? Is it somebody the one who say you guilty from before he even go to the jail cell, before he even enter the prison. And then when them are talking, cause you have some people who exactly say them do the crime, You understand what I say? Yeah. So the one in the system where you have your if and but, I wonder if this one now, you can't send him and go do life. Because you wonder upon him. But you have some people who definitely.
We say the one that will get catch, the one that will get catch red-handed.
Red-handed, them you talk about because me personally would have volunteered to hang them. Me personally. But it's one nice place, Mama. I want nice place. I want
And true, man. Very nice place, same way. But I guess probably we need more volunteer, I don't know.
Me tell you straight truth. Me a volunteer. Me tell you straight truth because we need to come out of the council with a queen something here and make we rally around this government here and get this place back where it is because we don't make no gun here. How much one is high power weapon there here? The youth them hardly can feed their family. They hardly can feed their family in some ways, but yet still the high power weapon them they here enough like rice grain.
Yep.
How come?
We
don't understand that.
No, we don't understand it, my virgin.
You can't understand it.
Anyway, thanks for your call. We have more
Yes,
callers
and thank you very much, and I'm listening.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, yeah.
You know, Mama Kelly, we have a break to take, but before we take the break, one of the things that I also want to bring into this conversation is the how can we work on the emergency response in Jamaica? How can we get it to be more swift and more rapid and
well,
more
the police would
more
have to have
effective?
vehicle. They don't have vehicle. Look here, it's a vicious cycle we have down here, you know.
May I tell you?
You need to call the police. Not even ambulance you can call it. You're there firing too long. You look like you're there firing too long. You in the late night. Let me tell you something.
I'm not cutting you, Mama Kelly, but I have yet to see a video go viral where someone is being carried in an ambulance in Jamaica. It's always in the back of a police vehicle. Them have to throw them and gone with them. Or a private vehicle. And I'm just being honest.
We have ambulance that carry them, but when? When it's too late. Oftentimes when it's too late, and you're the next thing with Jamaica now. You see, when the ambulance are, we're about 50 car at the back of them and try to beat traffic. But that's a whole different story. Let's take a break.
Mama Kelly, we're back.
Right. You know, there's something that I'm not sure how true it is, but we've been hearing that this particular football field, craziness follow it. And yes, that's what we've been hearing. And activity was actually banned from being held there for quite a while. Not quite sure how true that is, but whether or not, the reality is that what happened, what took place, is crazy. It should never have taken place. And rumor has it that is one person, them people are some high-powered weapon, them roll out on the field, you know. High-powered weapon, as the gentleman say, from people who can barely find a meal to eat.
It's crazy. Real crazy, Mama Kelly. And in looking at the video, you know, there's so much things going on in the video. One of the victims that I saw in the video, I'm hearing that her son, you know, was there with her, and you know, he just sat on a chair and was just staring at his mom's body on the floor, you know, not knowing what to do. I saw another young lady hugging up one of the victims on the floor, crying.
I saw that.
You know, it's just crazy. They were putting a young boy into the back of a police vehicle. He was shot. It looked like he was shot in the stomach or something like that. But overall, they're saying 3 people died and 9 were shot. It could have been more. And you know, it was just a ruthless act.
Very ruthless. You know, there's something that I want to say while we're on this forum and while we're talking to, you know, members of the tri-state. There are times when we here in Jamaica, or even me, I live here in Jamaica, and there are certain chances I do not take. There are certain chances we as Jamaicans who understand what is happening, we don't take. And we're saying to a lot of people those who come home for whatever reason, we see a lot of Jamaicans in the diaspora coming home and taking some serious chances too, because it's as though, boy, we reach home and everything good and we're going to go have a party and we're going to drive mad and we're going to we lock up for early hours. Sometimes we see some of our friends who come home, them out all night, them driving in some bad 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Stop that. You have to understand the space that you're coming into, and it's not the space that perhaps you left 10, 20, 30 years ago. So a lot of times our Jamaicans within the diaspora get caught up. Back out billfold and I show how much money you have in your wallet. You don't do that.
That's an invite.
Yeah, of course.
That's an invite. You know, Mama Kelly, it's something as simple as that. You know, yesterday I had this conversation with my youngest son. It started to rain, and I knew he was on his way home. So I drove by the way that I knew he would walk home. And he was in his phone with his head down. He had his hoodie over his head. And he's walking with his phone, looking into his phone, not paying attention to what's going on around him. So after he got into the car, I had to let him know, like, listen, when you're walking, just look where you're going, put away your phone, because even your phone can be a target for somebody to say, I want him phone.
True.
And just see him being a young boy, roll up on him and try grab him phone or do whatever. So I tell him to put away your phone, put away your valuables, just walk home. When you reach home, you'll have enough time to go through your phone and do whatever it is that you're doing.
Absolutely.
You have to be alert and you have to be aware, because you don't know who's preying on innocent people these days.
Absolutely. Call us hypervigilant, but we have to be hypervigilant living here. And my advice to those who are coming here is to, as you just say, be aware 24/7 of your surroundings, because it's not one love JA. No go so.
I'm glad you also bring this up, Mama Kelly, because some of the things that we see happening, and I want to revisit something that we spoke about maybe a week ago, was where I told you that the commissioner was getting ready to say anybody who is caught with an illegal gun is going to do the minimum of 15 years. And when we see things like this happening, I can't help but to say that these things are helping to fuel his argument. And they're going to get to a point where, like the gentleman said, the hanging is going to probably come back. And people are going to be going to jail for less than 15 years for weapons. And these are the stories that they're going to use to back up their arguments.
You see, because we have plea bargain here now, here in Jamaica now, because you can plea bargain, so some people don't work out them plea bargain time. And some people charge for murder and getting all 9 years. But one of the plea bargain that the government need to have as one of the terms is also to identify where you get the gun from. Is one thing to say you have a gun, but we need to start to point out now where you get that gun from.
Because add on some more years.
Yes, because if not, no, add on some more years upon the person who giving you the gun, because it will come in like the gang act. I mean, you have gang members, you have some 14-year-old gang members, you have 13-year-old gang members, but who is the person who leading the gang? Who leading the gang? In the same way with those who have gun. Who give you the gun? Is your politician give you the gun? I don't know. Is your lawyer? We don't know. Point out who give you the gun. Because if you don't do that, you're just going to have one big look here. You see, when you go remand center and all, a pure young trapped in chung man, you see I hang off a rail, a look woman, You understand? And it can't be them alone. So them need to point out and take in the plea bargain where you get the gun from, who give you the gun, point him out.
True. Somebody has to be held accountable, Mama Kelly. And it look like we have to start from the top, because we already see what's going on at the lower level.
Me sure we have to start from the top. Me live here. If me not afraid to talk to the youth them in the street. And sometimes if you hear where them get the gun from, you cry the living eye water. You weep. Because then is when you realize that it is not going to be an easy task ahead. Because them getting the gun from people who supposed to be serving and protecting. Sometimes.
And then that also makes us look at the circumstances why they would pick up a gun, Mama Kelly. That's another argument too. The life and the poverty where them living, the cycle that's been going on in their family for generations.
A lot of it is revenge too. A lot of it is not even so much poverty, that's in it. But a lot of it is revenge and you shoot my brother so may I come back for your mother.
That's a cycle.
That is more vicious a cycle than poverty.
Yeah.
Gang war, that's the cycle. Sometimes that is more happening than even poverty. Trust me.
Kids who witness, family members being killed and them grow up to come say, yo, now I make that side they kill me, I have to defend myself and defend my family, and the cycle continues. Generation, kids come to them father defend this and defend that, so they feel like they also have to defend this or defend that. A
lot of it is just that, and we're getting the close-up side, but something else, the Beauregard, that we have to think about. Sometimes when you hear what it was that made this person so angry enough to kill, we realize that sometimes there's some very simple things. And this is where all of us come in, because we really have to be our brothers and sisters, counselors. Somebody has to be there to say, then that make you go on some bridging.
And that goes back to education, Mama Kelly. Because if if most of us get the education, it will help us to make better decisions. You know, the decisions that a lot of youths are making are uneducated decisions. They don't know better.
Yeah, it depends on the education that you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
It depends on the kind of education. It's not what we consider to be the typical education. We need to look at what our youths really need to know. Because the education system here not really teaching them necessarily what them really need to know. So we really need to look at what it is they really need to know. We're getting the wind-up signal. Them going to show what up on we inside here.
Oh, man. On a happier note, Mama Kelly, today is Tessan Chin's birthday, so I want to say a happy birthday going out to Tessan Chin.
Happy birthday, Tessan.
Yeah, man. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Wonderful. So we have a new program on the bridge here now, and it's all about the Jamaicans for Justice and the legal system and how you can know your rights and protect your rights. That's the kind of education we also need. We really do. So that's coming up right now, and that's why everybody is in the studio wondering what we still are doing here. Anyway.
Great conversation, Mama Kelly. Thanks to all the callers, everybody who called in from Jamaica and here in New York. Blessings to you, Mama Kelly, and to everybody in Jamaica. You all stay safe. And we'll do this again on Thursday, Mama Kelly.
Yes, we will. And bless up all those who have sent texts on our text line telling us what they feel. Wonderful to have conversations with you all. Take care, Beauregard.
Take care, Mama.
All right. That's it. So it's now 12:56. This is how we say so long and a big heart of love. That's how we leave you.